Hezekiah Johnson and Jesus, Feeding the Multitude by Aaron Johnson. Welcome back again for Book 3, In the Adventures of Hezekiah Johnson. This book is dedicated to my children, Ariel, Darren, and Emmanuel. Who is Hezekiah Johnson? Reading about Hezekiah will help you understand the basic instructions before leaving Earth. Hezekiah Johnson was a bright, shining star whom God sent to Earth to be an inspiration and guiding light to children. One time, God sent Hezekiah to Earth as Jesus was preaching and healing the sick. Hezekiah stood on the shore as Jesus landed in a boat. Jesus came out and preached, prayed, and healed the sick. Do you see Hezekiah Johnson? Help your child find and identify him. So one boy named Emmanuel was hobbling. Hezekiah rushed over to help him. He said, "My father is sick, and so am I. I need Jesus to heal my father." Hezekiah helped part the crowds so Jesus could see Emmanuel. Jesus then placed his hands on Emmanuel and prayed. Emmanuel soon felt no more pain. Hezekiah took Emmanuel's hand, and together they showed Jesus where Emmanuel's father Eli was, where he was lying. Jesus healed Eli too. Do you see Hezekiah? What about Emmanuel? Can you identify Emmanuel? And do you see Jesus? Then the crowds around Jesus had grown to 5,000. So many people, and many were hungry. How will Jesus feed all these people? Asked Emmanuel. There's too many and not enough food. Send the crowds away, said Jesus' disciples. It's too late. They must go home to their own food. But Jesus said, they do not need to go away. You will give them something to eat. We only have 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, they said. Hezekiah and Emmanuel and the entire crowd of people watched as the disciples brought Jesus the food. Jesus took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. He then looked up to heaven, prayed to God, giving thanks for the food he had given. He then broke the loaves of bread. Give them to the people, he said. The disciples began to hand out the food, and it didn't run out. There was more bread and fish each time they came back. Come, said Hezekiah, let's help. And so Hezekiah Johnson and Emmanuel helped feed the multitude with the fish and bread that Jesus had provided. Soon, everybody was eating and thanking God for the meal. With all those people, do you see Hezekiah? What about Emmanuel? Can you see Emmanuel? Afterwards, Emmanuel and Hezekiah helped gather what was left with the disciples. There were 12 baskets full of broken pieces. How can this be? Asked Emmanuel, puzzled. God performs miracles through his servant Jesus, said Hezekiah, and through you and me. And so Emmanuel learned a valuable lesson that day, that through God, anything is possible. Hezekiah told Emmanuel goodbye, and then God whisked him back into the. Hezekiah visits the earth as God sees fit. You can pray like Hezekiah and ask God for his help about anything. Just like the children in the house of Aaron, you can shine too. Just repeat these words: I believe, we believe, they believe. O house of Aaron, trust in the Lord, for he is their help and their shield.